out just for the sake of the education. So we're going to do these gloves to show you. These gloves are evasion base only, so they're only going to want to roll green. If we wanted these to be all reds and blues, it's going to be very difficult and very expensive just spamming chromatic orbs on them. So what we would do to make it as cheap as possible is I would craft these down to 2 sockets. I would then come down here, say we wanted 3 reds and 1 blue. The cheapest way to go about it, 25 chromes guarantees us 2 reds. So we're going to go ahead and spend the 25. Now the reason that we do it that way, instead of guaranteeing the 3 red sockets, is that costs 100 more chromatics to guarantee the 3rd one. But what we can do to get the 3rd one for much cheaper now is we're going to come up to the top to, like I showed you before, we're going to craft the 3rd socket. But because these are evasion based, it's mainly going to want to roll green, but it does have the possibility to be another color. We craft the 3rd socket, it's green, like we figured, and it's not what we want, but that only cost 3 jeweler's orbs, which are much cheaper than chromes, and it's not costing 125 chromes that are all more expensive than a jeweler orb or 2. So we didn't hit it. We take it back to 2, back to 3, back to 2, back to 3, and you just repeat until you get either the blue or the red socket that you want. Sometimes you can get unlucky, and it's going to take you a lot, but it is far, far less than the amount of chromes that you will go through, and they're far cheaper than chromes. So we already hit the 3rd red. So we said we were going for 3 reds and a blue. Now we're going to craft it to 4 sockets. That's only going to add a socket, and we hit green, which is unlucky, but we craft back to 3 sockets to remove that socket, and it'll never change those 3 sockets colors. And then you just go back to 4 again, same thing. Just go from 3 to 4 instead of from 2 to 3. And it'll always keep those 3 initial colors right, and you just keep going until you hit the 4th color that you want. This will save you hours and hours of frustration and tons of Divine's Worth of Chromatic Orbs in the future. And it is one of probably the most important things to learn for gearing a character, because as you're already probably noticing, you're going to be changing gems kind of frequently as you're progressing from one version of the build to the next. And having to do this all the time, it gets very, very expensive, especially if you're doing it the other way, just spamming crumbs, which is the most expensive way you could possibly do it. So we already hit the red, but we were going for blue, even though these don't matter, but just for the sake of a little educational video for you, we're going to keep going. We already hit red again and again, which is actually crazy. It just doesn't want to give us blue. And there we go. So for maybe like, I don't know, a couple hundred jeweler's orbs, we did what would have cost you probably thousands of chromatic orbs. Clip this for you here.